This is the Billy T. Detroit Radio Podcast.
Billy T. Detroit Radio with Billy T, TJ, and the crew.
That's right, we back. Billy T. Detroit Radio. Welcome to the podcast, show number 37, TJ.
Yeah, 37.
Show number 37, and still going strong. A crazy week on planet Earth.
Yes.
We're going to get to all the Donald Trump news. And
He's still the president?
He is still the president, apparently. But there's a whole lot of other people that are not that have lost their jobs.
Right.
But before we do all that, we have special guest in the studio, my good friend, Mr. Jerry Flynn. Welcome to the show, Jerry.
Thank you, Billy.
All right. And you brought somebody with you over here.
Yes, sir. I brought Futuristic, the bass from space.
What's going on?
What's happening?
First bass player to record on hip-hop in Detroit. Got Prime Minister Trick. One of the first rappers that did hip-hop in Detroit.
All right.
With a group called the Rapping Rascals. I got my man Big Tone back here. He's filming.
All right.
He's been rolling with me since the very
since the
beginning.
70s.
Yeah, literally. I don't want to tell my age, but, literally since the 70s.
So listen, man, you are part of the big exhibit coming up, the TJ. We've been working with Jenny Reiser.
Yes.
And all the hip-hop artists in Detroit. She's been taking pictures of everybody. The exhibit is coming up when?
August the 3rd, 2017 at the DIA.
That's in a couple of weeks.
Next week. Next Thursday.
Let me write that down. August what?
August 3rd.
Okay, I'll make sure. Don't let me forget, TJ. So, Jerry, you have a unique place in this exhibit. Tell us about it.
Well, I'm the first person to record hip-hop in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
In the exhibit, I have the center photo.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a timeline. So it starts with my photo, and then it goes down the timeline to M and, everyone else. And
you are the beginning
of hip-hop.
Of hip-hop in Detroit. I did not know that.
Meaning, who was the first person that you could say recorded a hip-hop record here in Detroit?
The first person to record a hip-hop record in Detroit is the Rapping Rascals.
The Rapping Rascals. This guy over here, Hatari?
That's right.
You're a Rapping Rascal, man? You don't need the headphones. Just get to the mic, man.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, the original Rapping Rascal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What song?
Too Young. Too Young, Drugs, No Drugs, and Education.
Okay.
We were part of Hip Hop Records back then. Bus stop benches had offices in the Renaissance.
Okay. And Jerry, you said you had the first hip-hop recording studio?
Hip-hop recording studio.
Tell us about that.
I used to live 2 doors down from members of radio and
Ray Parker and radio?
Ray Parker Jr. and radio.
Get out of here.
My best friend was their nephew.
Uh-huh.
Arnell Carmichael was a singer.
Uh-huh.
And that's how I got into the business. And Coco LaBoy, he would play with Tina Marie.
Oh, wow.
So they nurtured me from being very young. And then after my father passed away and I moved on to Sorrento, a guy named Sir Harry Bowens, who was like working with really big with the OJs. And he was one of the lead singers of Was Not Was, who sung Woodwork Squeak and Out Come the Freaks.
Woodwork squeaks and out come the freaks.
Took me to the studio, took me to Sound Suite. Took me to the studio with Sound Suite, John Lewis and Mike Grace, who are working, on some rap projects. And they came and got me because they needed a real rapper and they needed someone who did real hip-hop. So they came and got me since I lived down the street from Harry.
Wow.
And that's how I got my start recording in a professional environment and recording studio. And they taught me how to be an engineer.
Oh.
And their background is they worked at Motown with Berry Gordy, and 320 gold and platinum records was recorded at Sound Suite.
Okay.
320?
320 gold and platinum records.
Okay.
That's it right there.
Yeah. Who rapping on this one?
Butch Jones Butch Small at the very beginning.
Small? Oh, yeah.
Butch Small was the first. He rapped on the beginning part. Right
Get out of here.
They hit the streets, in the bars, they try to meet some other stranger. Ease the pain of living alone till it drives them insane. The woodwork squeaks.
That's Butch Small?
That's DJ Lowe's father.
Squeaks. Yes. And out come the freaks.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yes, sir.
Very interesting. All right.
So they needed a real rapper that did real hip hop, and they came and got me.
Okay.
That's what's up.
And that's how I ended up at Sound Suite. The studio had $4 million worth of equipment. I was like 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the people was saying, you know, how I might destroy the equipment because I was so young, like you were talking about a little earlier. But when you want to record that bad and you want to learn, you're just a kid who want to learn, and that's how I ended up doing that, and ended up at Sound Suite meeting Vicki Winans, and I became the first person to put hip hop and gospel music.
Okay.
With Mario Winans and Vicki Winans. And then I end up going from there to working with Kurt Franklin down in Texas. Yeah, because Bernard Wright.
The bass player?
No, that's Bernard Edwards. Bernard Wright had a song called Who Do You Love?
Who Do You Love?
Yeah. So he took me to Texas. I met Kurt Franklin, and then the next gospel project was with Fred Hammond.
Wow.
Who happened to be a neighbor around the block from me. So all these people that were like my neighbors in close proximity saw I had this hip-hop talent.
Okay.
And they took me in the studio and said, okay, because they didn't know nothing about hip-hop. They didn't know nothing about rap, but they liked me. They thought rappers were dangerous, but they liked me.
Those rappers are dangerous. I'm not going near them.
But that Jerry, he's a good kid.
I appeared to be a good kid to them, and you know, my mother from there, she invested in me buying a drum machine. This guy, Tony, right here, my boy, he had a spree. He wouldn't let me ride his spree.
A spree? The scooter?
The scooter. So he felt sorry for me and gave me his computer.
Okay.
And his cousin had a spree and gave me and that's how I started using the computer with technology because I couldn't ride his spree.
Okay. You play with the computer.
Right here.
And you play with that.
And I've told him this, and every time he say something to me, I remind him that he had the moped and he left me with the computer, and that's how I ended up learning how to work on computers and different things of that nature.
Wow. How about
that? It's an amazing story.
Well, you've worked with some incredible talents there.
Yes. You know, God has put me in a position where I worked with a lot of people. I ended up at Paisley Park. I did.
Wait. What now?
I ended up at Paisley Park.
Paisley Park?
Princess Paisley
Not
Park.
Not the Paisley Park on the east side of Detroit.
No, Paisley Park is
the real Paisley Park.
Chanhassen, Minnesota. Brown Mark, Prince bass player.
I've interviewed him.
Yeah,
good guy.
Right, I'm the one who sent Brown Mark over here.
Okay, yeah.
And Brown Mark is a good friend of mine, and Brown Mark taught me how to play bass and taught me how to cut tracks the right way. Because at Sound Suite Studio, you learned the right way. So whatever I learned at Sound Suite, I brought it back home to Def Sound, and we recorded professional records. Because, you know, when you were at the studio, and I worked with Rochelle Farrell on her first album as a co-engineer, and you over there with Aretha Franklin, the Four Tops, and all these professional people. The Dramatics was in and out of there. You know, RJ's latest arrival, I sat on a many of his sessions. Mike Powell with Anita Baker.
Wow.
So for me sitting on those sessions, I learned how to become a professional engineer. And then when I was able to be in the studio with someone like Futuristic and Jeffrey Valentine, I was so young. I was a teenager. And I was, you know, programming all the drums. They taught me how to lock the groove in really tight because he's a bass player.
Okay.
He's a funky bass player.
And Futuristic is, now you said you played with Prince. Is that right? Well, I got that wrong.
Yeah, you got that
wrong. But tell us about yourself, man. How long you been playing the bass? How old were you when you started?
I've been playing since I was about 15 years old. I actually started out playing lead guitar first, and I switched over to bass. And then over the years, I started playing multiple instruments. Actually, when I met Flynn, he was working the drum machine, and I actually just came in as a bass player. But when I got to the studio, there was no other musicians there, and I normally carried my keyboard around with me. So I end up, you know, dropping tracks on the keyboard as well as the bass, and end up, you know, pretty much doing a lot of the tracks.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've been playing since I was about 12 years old.
Okay. And
over 30 years.
You just love it. That's your thing.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Now, who have you played with that we might know? I know you've been out there on the road, man. You did some things.
Yeah, I have. I've been doing a lot of personal. I was with, I don't know if you ever heard of the Motor City Limits. We actually had a 45 out. Brock Middlebrooks and Boosie. Not the Boosie, the bass player. She's a singer.
Oh, okay.
She's a female.
All right.
Yeah. Pretty much been doing everything as a solo artist. You know, I haven't really played with a lot of top people. Like Flynn here.
Yeah, see, he's supposed to put you on them tracks with them top people, Jerry Flynn.
Yeah, but I've been on pretty much a lot of Jerry Flynn's people that he's been producing and stuff.
Okay.
Like the Rapping Rascals, I did pretty much all the tracks on there.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he had about 2 or 3 other groups that was over there too.
Yeah.
That I did the material on their stuff.
And we can't forget DJ Rush, named Jack Tatum now.
Yeah.
He was a DJ. Jeffrey Valentine, he played the guitar. And the four of us and Chucky C, he was like beat making. All of us combined our talent, set the ego aside, and was able to make amazing records in the city of Detroit. Because it's like when I record, I take whatever best talent they have and I nurture them. Like if someone can rap, like you had all these kids in here, what I would do is I would probably have them rap for like forever. Teach them how to use their diaphragm.
Okay.
And subject-verb agreement. Take some of that cussing out now these days. But back then, it was
Can
like
you do
whatever.
that with these kids now? Can you actually tell them to take the cussing out? Do they know how to rap without cussing?
Cursing.
Do they even know how to do that?
No, they don't.
Okay, so you gotta let them go a little bit, don't you?
Well, that's why I said I would try to nurture them to say, do you want to be a songwriter? Or do you just want to be a mumble rapper? You know what I'm saying? Because now my position, being an older statesman, hip-hop, it's about what school you're going to attend. Can you take your rap and take your project and use it as a jump-off to open up a clothing line or open up a restaurant? See, nowadays it has to be a jump-off. You're not going to get a lot of record sales.
But that can be the catalyst to something else.
That's the catalyst to something else.
Right.
If they are properly nurtured at a very young age. Because I had structure when I was a young man where Robert Gordy, Barry Gordy's brother, Roxana Gordy was my personal manager. They took a personal liking to me.
Okay.
They're not going to like, they got to find people from Motown that's going to like this new generation.
Yeah, I can
They're
imagine.
not going to like
I can imagine that.
They disrespect. A lot of them are disrespectful. They don't want to listen. They think they know everything. So it's kind of sort of like why I had to come in at. I just had to shut up and just sit there and learn. And I learned from some amazing engineers. I mean, you in this business, you are not going to learn more in this business than from John Lewis and Mike Grace. And by the way, John Lewis passed away last month. Rest in peace to John Lewis. You're not going to learn more than what they can teach you. I mean, and them guys are amazing teachers. I mean, you don't get 300 gold records.
If you don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what you're doing.
Right.
You're just not going to do that.
Well, when you listen to the music of today, what is missing to you? I mean, the kids are loving it. They love the mumble rap, and it's almost like it doesn't matter what they're talking about. It's the beat. It's the beat. It's the beat.
Then the hook come in.
And the hook come in. I mean, what's happening with the music today, man?
Dynamics. When you're recording, you need dynamics. There is no dynamics in records now. Okay. What happens as far as an engineer and a record perspective, the whole record is pushed up to 127 decibels. It's just pushed up all the way. Okay. There is no in and out. There's no ebb and flow in records nowadays. They're going to take the bass, turn it up as loud as possible, take the hi-hat. The hi-hat is supposed to be as loud as the snare as far as they're concerned. There's no, the hi-hats come in this way because music is sound and sound is health and health is wellness. And they need to know that music calms the savage beast. Now, how's it going to calm the savage beast when it's all loud and dramatic and everything is angry? That's right.
Now why do you think Jack snuck down the hill? He snuck down, broke his spine. He loves me down.
When you talk about the bass and the music and the levels, somebody said you're vibrating on a lower level.
That's right.
With all of that.
Right. And let me tell you how you're vibrating on a lower level. No one has ever seen music. Music is all frequencies. So the frequencies that they're using is all frequencies of lower vibration.
Yeah.
So it's all low because there's no other instruments. So when you take a record like Radio, well, most people know it's Ray Parker Jr. and Radio Ray Parker.
Right.
When you take those type of records have feeling and have mood. Arnell Carmichael, who is the co-lead singer on that record, one of my mentors, he taught me how to record and taught me dynamics. And he taught me a lot about the business. Now, he taught me to a point where it was brutal. It was like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And this is it. Learn this right here, nephew. This is it. There was no software. I'm going to soft shoe you. He didn't do that. He said, this is the business. He told me one thing. He said, if you are afraid to steamroll the competition into MF submission, Quit. Because this is what this is about. You better learn, and you better learn quick, and you better learn fast. And I did a session with him, members of Parliament Funkadelic, Amp Fiddler, and the sweat was beating off the back of my neck because they gave me like 20,000 instructions. And it was like, do these instructions right here. And this is
you had to remember all that.
You better remember to punch in, out, blah, 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 blah. And that taught me how to be a good engineer because at that particular point, I didn't have Mike Grace or John Lewis. I did a session at my house on my own. See, with Mike Grace there, it's all fun and lovely because he's doing all the punching. That was my time
to learn.
Yeah, and George, after that, George Clinton Jr. used to come on my house every day, taught me the business from a songwriter perspective. And I learned from a lot of these guys just from me being an apprentice. Like with you, I will come to you, Billy, I want to be the cameraman, or TJ, this, that, and the other. How do I help? And this is how you can get in the business. No one is going to tell you can't be an apprentice.
Right.
Apprenticeship is, you could be an apprentice all day long.
All day long.
Right.
It don't cost nothing.
It don't cost nothing to be an apprentice. And I'm going to tell you, on like we were talking about my school stuff, I learned from Dr. Tia McKinney, and she has taught me a great deal. My business partner, friend, best friend, colleague, a sister from another mother, she is an Einstein Fellow. And to be around someone like that who bring process a certain way, you better be able to learn real quick.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it.
You can't miss.
You don't want to miss it.
You can't absorb everything Tia's teaching you.
Right.
However, you better learn quick.
Yeah.
And these guys, I'm glad I had a person like Futuristic to show me how to bass parts and stuff and how to structure. Because I remember when I was in the studio when I first was with Future as a teenager, he said, "Hey, that's muddy." So I need to learn to take because rappers, you want to put all bass in there. Take the bass out, make it mid-range, make it sound sweet, and make it sound in harmony. These records, these kids are rapping don't have harmony because it's not structurally from harmony. It's structured from aggressive and anger. When you record with the Winans and you in a session with the Winans, it's all harmony, 5-part harmony. Marvin Winans know how to just sing. Vicky Winans know how to sing. And they just bring you in, and the harmony just brings you in. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for, like, say, with the 5-part harmony and all that, now when you get to the rappers, the hip-hop dudes, they not doing it like that. And then it was a problem, like, say, the 90s, mid-90s and stuff like that, where Detroit rap got such a bad vibe, such a bad recognition, bad rep, that every time I used to talk about Detroit rap, it don't sound right. It's not recorded right. They don't play it right.
Well, let me tell you why. Well, because if you were to come to my studio, I did it like I was taught at SoundSuite Studio. They need to rehearse. They have to rehearse, and they have to be in harmony. I would give them a gallon of water, put the tape machine, that's when we had tape, put it on repeat, and say, hey, you keep rapping. Just keep drinking water and you keep rapping. I'm going to come back down in the basement 3 or 4 hours later. You better be on them same lyrics. I'm going to have you singing or rapping the same part over and over again till you get it. Now, they couldn't hear it, but I heard it. And it's like if you're an athlete, you're a point guard, and you're playing basketball.
Practice.
And if you're not dribbling and practicing and have your dribble game, by the time you get to the booth, you're going to be exposed. And that's what a lot of rappers' problem was, because there's no real culture. They tried to buck the Motown culture of being trained and take it over to rap. They didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I think that's the situation with most music today is they jump right in. Everybody wants to be a star right away, and, they don't want to do the work.
They don't want to do the work.
Like you said, the practice, that's where you get better at.
Practice.
Yeah.
You have to practice.
Yeah.
Because, what I did was, I don't know if you know about Billy Cobham. You've heard of Billy
Cobham? Of course.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure you did.
Come on now.
Billy Cobham. This is what I used to do, Billy. I used to take my cousin, listen to some beats that I made, my cousin Val. He said, I don't like it. It's garbage. Okay, it's trash. You can do better. I'm not impressed. That's what he told me. He gave me a Billy Cobham Spectrum album.
Yeah.
And when he gave me the Spectrum album, first I said, he don't know what he's talking about. Whatever. So I went home and I listened to it. And as I started to play it over, he said, if you play like Billy Cobham, you'll be a great musician. And so I started trying to play like Billy Cobham. And I learned, practicing like Billy Cobham. And when you create beats like Billy Cobham, because Billy Cobham is one of the best drummers ever. He played with James Brown. He played with Miles Davis. So by the time I got the call to work with Taja Seville, one of Prince's artists.
Oh, yeah.
When I got the call to go to Paisley Park, I had already been working with Brown Mark. I had already been working with all these other people. So when they needed someone who knew how to program, I was that guy because I was able to answer the bell when it was ready to be rung.
All right.
That's practice.
Jerry Flynn live in the studio with us and just talking about music and life and of course again the big hip hop tribute coming up at DIA. Tell us a little bit more about that, Jerry.
Well, the DIA exhibit, photographed by Jenny Richner, is going to be August the 3rd at 6 p.m. It's going to be where it's going to be a lot of civic leaders and different things of that nature. And that's going to be the VIP event. 8 o'clock is going to be for the rappers to attend. It's $28 to get in. I suggested if you're a rapper, even if you're not a part of the exhibit, you should come down there to support. You should come down there to feel the vibe and the energy and understand it's the next generation. Mm-hmm. Whether we want to accept it or not, the next generation is those guys over there in that booth.
Yeah.
Over there rapping. That's the next generation.
Yeah,
so it's up to us to tell them, hey, why don't you pick up a keyboard and learn how to play? Why don't you learn how to play besides playing off keys? There's plenty of Motown aficionados that's still here that can teach them chords.
Yeah.
They can teach them how to sing, how to write a song, how to copyright, how to be a productive member of society. A lot of this has to do with being a productive member of society. I couldn't go in these people's house and their studios and when, some of these guys who were Motown artists and producers, they were teachers. Like Tony Womack, he taught at Chassis.
I know Tony Womack.
Tony Womack was the first person to take me into the studio.
Plays trumpet.
That's right.
Yes, good guy. He was my man.
He was the first person to ever take me into the studio, professional studio. And I learned from Tony. And I sat there and I listened and I saw how Tony cut the tracks in the studio. And we did it backwards. We did the lyrics last.
Okay.
Really how you cut a record is when you really want to lock a record down pat, you put the drums on last. Because if you put them drums on last and everything sync up, the track is really, really tight. But if you don't know how to lock that track in, it's all going to show up in the mix and it's going to show up in production.
And I think the other thing is you don't have the music in schools like you used to.
You don't.
Some schools have it, but they're missing. That's the theory and everything.
That's right.
is missing. So,
but another thing about music that a lot of people need to have, you have to have a burning desire to be the best.
Yeah.
If you're doing music and you don't want to be the best, what you're doing, quit. Because as far as I'm concerned, I want to be the best. I could go in there to them young rappers in there. I don't care what type of drum machine they have. I could play every style that they have. I could put some Billy Cobham on. I could put some Miles Davis on them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I could put some Jocko on them. And they don't even know who that is.
Jocko Pastorius?
That's right. And I will mop them up.
Well, I don't know who that is. I mean, seriously.
That's okay.
You'll learn
me.
after this one
Some
right
of that
here.
futuristic funk on.
That's right. Okay.
Little Billy Cobham in the background there.
That's right.
Hey, Jerry Flynn, man, I want to thank you for coming down, hanging out with us, and we will see you at the DIA.
Thank you, and I appreciate being there. August the 3rd, 2017. Be there or be square. And I want to tell you something, Billy. We started from the bottom, and now we here.
I've heard that somewhere before. Where have I heard that? Jerry Flynn, thanks again for stopping by, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Billy. Thanks for having me.
Billy T. Detroit Radio. News, sports, entertainment, and a little foolishness.
Always a little foolishness. Hey, we want to thank our friend Jerry Flynn for stopping by, hanging out with us a little bit.
Yeah.
That was cool. We are back. It's the Billy T. Detroit podcast. We want to thank you for listening because you could find entertainment anywhere. You spend a little bit of time with us, and we appreciate that. All right, so let's see. We have the usual suspect. Well, part of the usual suspects.
Hey.
TJ the Trouble Man.
What's happening?
And Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm.
Oh, no. That would be Rocky Road Productions, LLC
All
on
right.
Instagram.
Okay.
Limited
what did I
liability.
say?
No Rebecca here.
All right, guys. How you doing tonight? What's happening?
Pretty good.
Good. We mentioned earlier, this is show number 37, and it has been a crazy week on planet Earth with your boy, Donald Trump.
Is he still president?
Unfortunately, yes.
Man, I thought I was going to wake up and be like,
The nightmare lives on. And it's crazy, man. Again, we keep saying every day, I do not remember any president where every single day there was something about this guy.
Something.
You know,
You're
are you
right.
doing anything? So he's got a new communications person in the White House. Spicy is out, and Scaramucci is in.
Scaramucci, that's that skinny dude, huh?
Yeah, the slick-looking dude. The slick dude,
Right.
you know, straight out of Central Casting. And he took over, and here's just a little piece of, you know, his press conference the other day, just in case you missed it.
Keep those conversations between me and him private, but we talked a little bit about the White House. We talked a little bit about our personal relationship, and then when he extended the offer to me, I said I would do it because I want to serve the president. You know, one of the things, I have a lot of family members that serve in the American military. Unfortunately, my generation, I'm born in 1964, I did not serve. I filled out
You're
the
a
selective
bum.
service.
You're a bum.
It's one of the regrets for my life, so this is an opportunity for me to serve the country. I love the president.
What?
I obviously love the country. Look at my life experience here in the country. And so it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to stand here.
He loves the president.
White privilege.
Yeah, he didn't have to serve.
Right.
Anyway, Scaramucci is cleaning house. Got rid of Spicy, all right, and put the girl in, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She's now the press secretary. And his goal was to get rid of Rance Priebus. He's out.
Really?
He's out. And they put a general in. What's the general's name they put in there? I can't even remember now. But
MacArthur?
No, it's not MacArthur. If they put him in, they had to do some digging. But anyway, this guy is doing damage in the White House. Everything is chaos. The Senate tried to pass the health care bill, the skinny health care bill, and it didn't work. John McCain came out of surgery to vote no.
Miraculously.
John McCain had brain surgery, and it finally cleared his head. Now he can think straight.
Right. You're like, oh, this is
Good
wrong.
for John McCain.
Now, Spicer and the other dude, didn't Trump appoint them or
Yes.
they've been there?
Oh, yeah, no. Sure, they're Trump appointees, yeah.
So if Trump appointed them and then this new dude came in, now Trump appointed him too? And he fired, well, he didn't fire
Well,
him.
he came in with a little bit more juice.
Okay.
So he can, he's yielding a little more power. But my thing is this: when you see him fire Spicy and fire Rance Priebus and the way he's treating Sessions, after all that, wouldn't you be a little leery going on to that team? Wouldn't you be a little like, ooh, what's going to happen to me? If he gets mad at you, that's it. You're getting whacked.
But if Trump brought you in, then you should feel like, hey, wait a minute, this shouldn't work this way.
And that's the other thing. He brought you in. That means he can take you out.
Right?
It's no loyalty. He wants loyalty, but he doesn't return it from what I see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
So it should be some kind of bets or something going on in Vegas as far as Trump, how long he lasted.
How long the next guy will last. How long will this guy last?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. They probably do have some crazy bets like that. Speaking of Vegas, the big fight is coming up, Floyd Mayweather versus McGregor. And Rebecca, you had some news about that. What's the deal now?
Yeah, so Floyd Mayweather's ex is mad at Conor McGregor.
Okay.
Her name is Josie Harris.
Uh-huh.
She's mad at McGregor for mocking her with a stunt over her domestic violence incident with Mayweather. She feels that he's profiting off of her pain.
Okay.
Floyd was convicted in 2010 for attacking Josie in their Vegas home in front of their 3 kids.
Right. And he took the phones and all that stuff.
Yep, and it landed him in jail for 2 months. So what Conor did was he wore the NBA jersey of C.J. Watson, which is the man Mayweather accused Josie of secretly texting back in 2010, and that led to the dispute.
You don't text nobody with the phone I bought you, girl. Give me that phone.
So she had an issue with him wearing that jersey.
That's what that was all about. Okay, and Draymond Green took offense to him wearing that number. That's his number now with the Warriors. And he was like, you don't wear my jersey. It wasn't even about Draymond Green. It was about this guy. Wow. Okay. Well, she might have a case. Listen, here's a little piece from, I guess, a promo of Floyd Mayweather and McGregor. It's kind of cool.
I got this. I'm finna freestyle this shit.
All right, ready? Let's go.
Hey, you.
I'm Conor McGregor.
Yeah, you.
There's only one man I want to fight.
It's the one and only, ladies and gentlemen. It's Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd might be undefeated.
I've never been beat. Never.
I'm ready to shock the world.
I'm knocking McGregor the fuck out.
Wow.
Dance, monkey, dance, boy.
Whoa, ain't that something?
Yeah,
what's going to happen, TJ, in this fight? You're a big Mayweather fan.
Not.
Oh, my bad.
What's going to happen is Floyd Mayweather is going to run around the ring about 1 million times. Because that's all he do. He going to stick in there and get technical shots in to get the points. Shots to the stomach, chest, probably the head, probably. But it's not going to be a knockout.
Not going to be a knockout, you say?
No, Floyd not going to knock anyone out.
I would think this guy could take a punch. The MMA guys can take a
big time.
Yeah, so
big time.
For Floyd to knock him out, he's got to really pepper him with some shots and get to him. And I don't know. That's everyone is saying that.
Right.
My man Zab Judah said Floyd's going to take his head off.
Oh no, because Floyd is not going to stand toe to toe and trade blows
he better
with him.
not.
No, and
why would he?
And he's not going to knock anybody out running around the ring. He ain't going to be able to get up on him like that.
One is I think that McGregor's going to be the aggressor, first of all, and I think he's going to be crazy. I think he's going to be a madman in there like he is. And Floyd's going to be defensive, but I don't think he's going to be able to hit Floyd as much, and Floyd will beat him on points like he always does. That's his technique, TJ.
Yeah, it sucks because that's not a real. I mean, that's real fighting. Yes, that's all together.
It's boxing.
It's strategic fight.
It's strategically winning that game. But it's
Rebecca,
boring.
you got a dog in the fight? Who do you like?
Boy. I'm going to be honest. I am a boxing fan, but I guess I can't really say that because I haven't really liked boxing or paid attention to it since Mike Tyson.
Okay, you know who Floyd Mayweather is, right?
I definitely
You know who McGregor is, right?
I definitely
Who you want to win?
Mayweather.
All right, then. Say it.
Money team.
Money team, baby. we with Floyd, baby. I'm rolling with Floyd, TJ. I'm sorry.
I'm definitely not rolling with McGregor. But what was that whole thing about the dance boy? I mean,
very disrespectful.
That's very disrespectful. And how do I ask this? Do you think his intent was to be malicious, or was it a bad joke?
It's a bad joke because that's how McGregor does it. He does that with everybody.
Oh, tries to get under their skin?
Get under their skin. He announces, I'm going to knock this guy out in the 5th round, in the 3rd round. And he's done that. Everything he has done. And
he's done.
He's done it.
Okay.
Every prediction he's put out there, it came to fruition.
All right.
So,
except with Diaz when he got his butt kicked.
Some kind of witch magic or something?
I don't know.
He just a loudmouth blowhard. That's all.
And you see, they was claiming that during the sparring, he got knocked out. Just practicing.
Is that true?
No, it's no pictures, no nothing.
Yeah,
so.
They just want to throw the hype. It's hype.
Right.
Well, they're hyping this fight up really good. It's a big money fight. It'll be a lot of attention on it. It'll be a lot of fun. You're merging the two sports. And I think that's it. It's a spectacle. And it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Will you pay the
Actually, I'm trying to go over somebody's house and watch it. I'll bring the chicken wings.
Right.
Ooh, yes.
Right.
All right. Speaking of sports, so I see Michael Phelps raced a shark.
Yeah.
I hear
they call it that.
and he won. I don't know. He won. He raced like 3 sharks. He won 1, lost 2, something like that.
No, that was
it was not
CGI.
real. How do you race a CGI computerized shark? Get in the water with the shark, man. That's what I want to know. You're gonna race. He'll be moving fast then.
Right.
Because the experts say sharks swim 20 miles an hour. And
How
humans
fast?
can only swim, which they say about 5-6 miles an hour is their fastest. Humans fast 7.
So there's no way you could even do it.
A shark could.
And the shark don't even know he's in a race. He's just swimming along.
Right.
He's just cruising.
Right.
And dusting you. So anyway, it was
or
a big
eating you.
It was Rebecca, what do you have for us in entertainment news?
Well, Drake's burglar returns.
What?
Yes, a woman who was previously found in Drake's mansion drinking a Sprite.
Well, I like Sprite. That's a good, refreshing drink.
Was it mixed? Was it lean?
I don't know. They didn't say all that now.
These women love breaking in Drake's house.
I don't get it. She's gotten further out of hand.
Uh-oh.
She's up the ante with her shenanigans on Thursday morning, telling security she was on the list.
Mm-hmm. I'm on the list.
Right, I'm on the list.
There is no list tonight.
Right. This didn't work for her, and she was told to leave. However, she wouldn't. And then cops arrived. She spit on 3 of them.
Spit?
Yes.
That's assault.
She attempted to spit on them again and was greeted with pepper spray and was arrested for trespassing and assault on a police officer.
Oh, my goodness.
What makes she think that she could do that? Why she?
She's a lunatic.
Hey, let's go with that.
Yeah, she's a lunatic. I mean,
I'm gonna go with that. She's a lunatic.
Drake comes home. She's probably got her feet up, drinking a Sprite like she belongs there. That's not sane activity.
Of all things, a Sprite.
Right.
That's funny.
She could have at least, been dressed for the occasion with a drink. I don't know.
What would be dressed for the occasion?
Yeah, what is dressing for the occasion?
I don't know. Use your imagination, TJ.
Birthday suit.
Birthday.
I mean, why else is she breaking in this dude's house? What's the reason?
I have no idea, except she would want to, be with Drake, I would think.
Right. So what's up with that Sprite? Get that vodka out.
Right, exactly. You should have had a bottle or something.
Or some of these chicks, they like to drink Hennessy.
Yeah, they like that Hennessy.
I don't know what that's about. I can't drink that mess.
You don't like Hennessy?
Oh, no. That's too much.
What's your drink?
I'll take a little Moscato.
Oh, that's Kool-Aid.
Hey, I don't drink that stuff.
Whatever works for you. All right, what else you got for us? What other entertainers are in trouble here?
Wait,
you got one?
No, I want to speak on Drake again.
Oh, okay.
They showed him on TV, and he got Lil Wayne tattooed.
Oh, I saw that.
I've seen that. What's that about?
He's paying homage to his boy. Wayne put him on.
Get a T-shirt.
That's the boss. Wayne's the boss. Wayne is his boss. You had never got a tattoo of your boss on your arm?
No,
come on.
doesn't. That's a little suspect.
Who hasn't got a tattoo of their boss on their arm?
He could have got a T-shirt or something.
Exactly, and the tattoo was just ugly, and they showed the picture that he was supposed to got, and that the tattoo was supposed to be picked by. Mm-hmm. That it was horrible. I'm like, that looked real fruity.
Yeah,
real
I have
fruity.
to agree with you.
Yes.
It looks a little suspect.
Little suspect? Drake's a little suspect?
I mean, you know what? Let's see what artists I like. I like Rihanna, but I'm not tatting her on my
I would put a tattoo of Rihanna all over my chest.
Okay, that's a difference, though. I'm a chick. I ain't tatting.
I love Rihanna. She can...
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'll let her do the tattooing.
Okay, turn that music.
You danced all night, girl. You deserve it.
What else you got, Becky?
Oh, boy. R. Kelly. The Aura.
The Aura.
The Aura.
Aura. I don't see nothing wrong.
I see a whole lot wrong with this fool. He better get to seeing it, too.
Go ahead.
Get some help. So he's going to continue his tour. Yeah, if you aren't aware, R. Kelly has recently been accused of allegedly running a sex cult. Kelly recorded a video message to let his fans know, despite the rumors, if they are, he will be coming to the East Coast to perform. He will have 3 nights in a row shows, and they will begin in Virginia Beach.
Mm-hmm.
But all ages included, huh?
Right. Right. But despite the rumors, I don't know.
Feel your pain. If I had a dollar, it was yours.
Was he trying to tell us something when he was talking when he came up with In the Closet?
Yeah,
oh man,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's up in the closet.
But now the up is down.
He got chicks in the closet.
R. Kelly, would you pay to see R. Kelly? That's the question.
Nah, R. Kelly got a few hits, but I ain't tripping off no Kels.
Yeah. The last 3 times I went to see R. Kelly, he was 2 to 3 hours late to each
really?
concert.
I cannot.
Yes, and I hear he does that all the time.
Well, those divas do that. Those people who think that you're going to stay there and wait for them, they do that.
And I remember at Comerica Park, it was raining, and people stood out there in the rain. I was luckily I had passes. I could leave out and come back.
Uh-huh.
But people still, I'm like, yo, this is R. Kelly. What y'all doing?
But think about this,
It's
TJ,
just R.
right?
Kelly.
If you got chicks locked up in your house and they know your time of your concert, right? So they got time to plan their escape. So he got to be late because he got to make sure they ain't escaped.
Yeah. Ain't nobody escaped.
Now, listen. Now, if they're being held captive, then he can never leave. Obviously, they can leave if they want to. Maybe they don't want to.
Right. And then that girl's people took her down there to meet him.
Yeah.
So I would never take my daughters to go meet no dude like that, and knowing the tapes and all of that.
Yeah, but they want. Do you see what they're going after? They probably plotted this
That
the
money.
whole time.
What that money?
It's like the Michael Jackson chap. Only this fool is actually guilty.
Oh, Michael ain't guilty. Michael ain't touched them kids.
I don't think so.
All right, what else you got? We run out of time.
All right, what else? George Clooney to sue a French magazine.
I heard about that.
Yes, Clooney and wife Amal Clooney are upset with Voici magazine for publishing pictures of their twins. They are adamant about suing the magazine for the safety of their children.
Ooh.
Pics were published of Alexander and Ella being cradled by the Clooneys on Friday. They appeared to be in the backyard. Photographers from the magazine climbed a tree and took pics of the infants that were inside their home.
What?
Under French law, public figures can only be photographed for journalistic purposes or if they're out and about in the public. Because of this, the Clooneys have a strong case. The magazine responded saying they have an obligation to the public and the pictures did not put the Clooneys in danger.
Oh, no. It's just a picture. That picture ain't hurting nothing.
Don't
Do
nobody
people really
no
want to see
kids.
them little funny-looking kids anyway?
Ooh, here we go.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Are they his kids or did he adopt them?
No, they're his kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. You know,
It was probably some in vitro stuff. You know.
I didn't realize they actually had the kids already because, the only twins that matter are Jay and Bay.
Right.
Those the real twins.
Right.
I haven't seen their pictures. I haven't looked.
They look like Jay.
Oh, boy. Joe the Camel.
Oh, Camel.
You're terrible. Oh, man. Is that you guys got anything else?
Yes, 83-year-old Marty Sklar dead.
Who?
Marty Sklar
Marty
died.
Sklar.
Marty Sklar died.
Carucci. What?
Marty Sklar died in his Hollywood Hills home on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Marty was a legendary imager and designer of the Disney parks.
Oh.
He started in 1955 and was one of the last links to Walt Disney.
Wow. Yeah, I guess everybody from that era now is gone.
Yeah.
He was the last 83?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sklar helped Disney market Epcot and Disney World. He became the House Mouse top Imagineer. Marty retired in 2009 as an engineering ambassador.
Wow. They said he's been to every park opening, since Disneyland.
That's
since
wonderful.
the first one. Yeah.
That's a great job right there.
Man, I'm telling you.
I know, right?
That would be. That's pretty cool.
Hey, do y'all watch Fear Factor? Have y'all been watching that?
I have not seen the new one with
watched that in years.
Ludacris as the host.
Ludacris is the host now.
Sounds ludicrous.
And it seemed like, they turned it up because I wasn't really a Fear Factor fan.
I liked Fear Factor. I thought
I used
that
to
was a
see
good
it.
show.
But then now that Ludacris is on there, it's good. It's exciting now. And, it's more interesting now.
Now, have you noticed all the game shows that are out now? You're speaking of Fear Factor, but Jamie Foxx has Beat Shazam. Anthony Anderson has a show. Michael Strahan does The Pyramid.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many. And then there's the one where they drop the ball like Palinko, The Wall. And now here also they're coming out with a... what's the game everybody played on the phone? Candy Crush?
Oh, yeah. I seen that.
Is that out?
Yes, that's on GSN.
Is that good?
It's all right. But
okay.
The Emo Genius, they got a game show called Emo Genius.
Uh-huh. Oh, you got to figure the emojis?
The emojis. And they got what these people would say, and you got to know they respond by the emojis that they put up there. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
And then Cash Cab. I like Cash Cab, too.
I used to love that. Is that still on?
Yeah, that comes back. That's
is it
New York.
reruns?
Yeah. No, well... Yeah, it's reruns.
Yeah, but it's still a good show. I used to love that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it, guys. We're wrapping up show number 37. It's Billy T. Detroit Radio Podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. All right.
What's up? Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Billy T. Detroit Radio Broadcast. Follow me on social media at Billy T. Detroit.